This is what I mean when I say the breeze is like really, really smooth. You can quite literally see there's like a complete absence of texture.
I would make that my
Because
computer background, honestly. That it's so pretty.
They're almost shiny.
they are.
Plastic fibers.
And then here's the pink storm. You know how we were talking about the textures kind of been pushed in? You see how flat this looks? The pad itself is probably the firmest out of all our pads, just by default. It's probably the closest thing we have right now to the firmness of a glass pad currently. Like if we ever bring X firm to the pink storm, I honestly think this thing might actually like, dude, it's gonna be so firm, I'm telling you. Now, the Rascal, you can kind of see the texture fibers. Yeah, it is very soft. The fibers of the texture actually go upwards, and that's because with the Scarlet and the Rascal, you can see they go upwards. But when you go on the X-axis, this pad's actually a lot smoother. On the X-axis, the Scarlet more so. The Y-axis is a lot more texture controlled than the X. The Rascal doesn't really have that same thing. But this is obviously it's because they are made for games like Valorant and CS. The Shadow Hunt, have you guys ever used a Type 99?
Yes.
So imagine a Type 99, but it's faster in the dynamic, and it's got a little bit more texture, as you can see in between each weave. The Violet Mist, honestly, people have been comparing the Violet Mist to the Key 83 and the Otsu, like if they had like a baby. I don't know how to describe it because the Otsu has a different X and Y from what I hear. It's got like the texture of what like an Otsu type pad, but it's got the consistency of a Key 83. I haven't used it much because the braze has just been stuck on my desk, but from what I've used of it, it's extremely consistent. Like you could even see in the weave, like each fiber and each thread is like the exact same size, sort of making the actual feeling of the surface be pretty identical all over the whole surface.
Show them the BalanceX if you have it. The BalanceX is the most unique that I've ever seen in a weave.
Can you actually see the infused coating?
Yeah, it's weird. I've never seen something like
The BalanceX
yeah.
is really crazy. So you know how I said that if this potentially wears out, which it won't for like a very long time because obviously it's infused, the weave itself is actually what creates the properties. It's not just that.
the surface. It's just not the surface that's sprayed or anything. It's like lines that squiggle on the top, but then at the very base of it, like a sub base underneath that. It's actually like part of the weave itself. The way that it's made.
Essentially designed so that when it wears out, it won't change in terms of properties too much.
It's actually for the durability.
Durability.
From what Levi told us, is it's specifically that the water protection is just an extra benefit, but it's supposed to improve the durability of the pad.
Like even compared to a normal old cloth pad.
Correct.
What I would compare the BalanceX to in terms of properties, if you've used a Zero, it's essentially almost like if you took the abrasiveness from the Zero mids, you kind of upscaled it by like 5%, injected it into the texture, and the dynamic slightly faster.
Yeah, this would be really cool to share on your website. On like r/mousepad review, nobody has really shown something like that.